Hello everybody, welcome back to Hyrule Kings. This is day 57, my Persona 5 day tracker. Today's the first day of the Control arc, as we get to see Makoto has decided to start looking into us. We also get a scene with Kasumi, as to kind of build her up as a character. And then we go to Pro, who plays some darts. Doing his thing. As we'll get night activities today, like Noble hanging out with Yoshida. To increase his charm and start that social link going. Good for him. Nice to see him. And then we head on off. Well, actually, it's mostly that most people hang out with Maruki today, so, one of those kind of days. Hi, Maruki. Great to see you, buddy. It's always a pleasure to see you. Thank you for the extra SP. And then we kindly goes over to hang out with, Sojiro. Help him out with his problems, aka his daughter and niece or whatever. And then we also see Charmer hang out with this is Gutsy. This is Gutsy hanging out with Maruki, as everyone's trying to get their things done today. Maruki helps a lot, and then we hang out with Mishima. Hi, Mishima. Great to see you again. Well, we get through his social link, and as he did take us to a dinner thing. Then we go to Charmer, who hangs out with Takemi. Takemi increases guts, so she's a great social link to get done every once in a while, so you can have that. And so after we do that, we play some darts. Woo! We get Ryuji and Anne to level 3. And then we go over to Lazy, who hangs out with Ryuji. Hi, Ryuji. Great to see you. Always nice to hang out. After we found out what the guys were doing, we decided to hang out at the beef bowl shop, like this ramen shop. Then, just talk about how we want to do things. This is a great step for us, as Ryuji kind of gets through what he wanted to do and all that. We have a really nice chat over some nice tasty ramen, and Ryuji gets a rank 9. So, this is the only thing Lazy's doing today, as Lazy's almost done with the Ryuji social link. Well, after we get a nice phone call, as Ryuji just kind of makes sure we're okay and all that kind of stuff, we're just gonna head right to bed, because Lazy did a whole lot today. Well, I thank you all for watching. Hello everybody, welcome back to Hyrule Kings. This is day 58 of my Persona 5 day tracker. This is day 2 of the Kanashiro arc, as we start off with getting a classroom question correct, as we are very, very smart. And might as well. We also get a bit of a hint of Makoto's struggles of trying to figure out who the Phantom Thieves are. So we start off with Pro hanging out to go see Takemi. He wanted to get some guts increased, as those are the 2 skills for the burger trials. So might as well increase his guts as much as possible. Also, charm helps out, but these are the 2 easy ones to do. It's not available until a little bit later, and no one else really increases charm. Then we go to Noble, who does kind of the same thing. They have very similar paths of wanting to get as much guts as possible, as you need level 4 to get to Aiwa. And start his social link of improving your weapons. It would be nice to get that done as soon as possible. And so we get higher up in her social link, get some guts, and then head on home. Congratulations, thank you. And then we go read a book. Don't got much else to do at night. Then we go to Kindly, who goes and works at the 777 on the 7th day for the bonus. Increasing his charm and stuff like that, and then heading home to read a book. Not many night social links are available just yet, so we also go to Getsu, who reads a book, and then Armor, who also reads a book. They also hanged out with Takemi. Then we see Ren playing darts, increasing his scores with Yusuke and Morgana to get his things done. So, Yep, yippee! And then reads a book. Then we go to Lazy, who does Operation Maid Watch after just rushing home. He wanted to get things done. And so, as Kawakami is pretty important to Lazy, we will be getting this started. So, with the help of Ryuji and Mishima, we call in Kawakami, get our fun little interaction of accidentally calling our teacher, and, have a silly moment as we figure out that she is a maid as her night job. Kind of embarrassing, kind of silly. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you like and subscribe. Hello everybody, welcome back to Hyrule Kings. This is day 59 of my Persona 5 Day Tracker. Today we start off with Maruki giving us a classroom question. We get this right because we are very smart. And after we get this question correct, we see a bunch of setup for the Conchuro arc. Like Makoto getting on to us and seeing what we're doing. And then we go to Pro, who hangs out with Kasumi. Hey, Kasumi, great to see you. You get some nice skills for this, and even though I really never take much value out of these abilities, they're neat to have. And so, after we have a nice chat, we head home and read a book. Gotta get through all these books before, the next one comes up. Then we go to Noble, who, does some memento stuff. Great to see. We got a lot of these quests done, and all that kind of stuff. Getting a few treasures, a nice few levels, making our all the way down to this level of the mementos thing, and the next floor down gives us our last quest for today. Getting it done and out of the way helps us out a lot, which leads us to getting strength. Strength stuff. These is the one thing I can agree on. It's a little bit unfair how quickly we can get that. Then we head home and get a new location to go visit. Then we go to Charmer, Gutsy, who hangs out with Mishima. Hey Mishima, great to see you. So we help him out with his personal problems of getting bullied, which he rightfully deserved. And then we head home. Then we go to Charmer, who hangs out with Maruki. Hey Maruki, great to see you. We, talk about philosophy. You get a bit of a hint on how to boost our SP. All the good old stuff. Thank you for helping us get the third semester. It's a pleasure to hang out with you, as always, Maruki. And then after that, we get a nice treat to go home. Just to head back out to hang out with Yoshida. Hey buddy, great to see you. Help us out with our charm and, other stuff like that. Because we want to do that. So, we started a social link. So we can start doing that on Saturdays. Ren reads a book, and stuff like that. We play billiards. Ren, Pro, I think, does this. And we see others reading a book. Thank you all for watching. Hello everybody, welcome to Hyrule Kings. This is day 60 of my Persona 5 Day Tracker. Today is the first day of the TV show trip. So, the day is taken up by us watching this TV interview get set up. We don't get to do much this day, but hey, we don't need to do a whole lot every day. But we get a bit of a hint of what kind of stuff we're going to be dealing with. And we get the infamous line from Akechi. The big one. The juicy line that kind of sets up the twist that the game is going to be doing later. Pancakes. Oh, those dreaded pancakes. But hey, after this we get a new friendship spot to go to. And then Pro goes to play billiards. This is to increase technical damage, so might as well get this done and show off how cool he is. He read the book, so he got the extra point for it. And, might as well show off how cool he is and have fun and all that. And then Noble also plays billiards to, help increase his points hang out with everybody, increase our stats, and get the book so we can do that more of the advanced stuff later on. Because it helps with proficiency and all that. And then we go to Kindly, who hangs out with Mishima. Great to see you here, Mishima. We talk about, life stuff and things that are going to be happening in the future. He shows us a cool weapon that we don't get to use because the game doesn't want to give us cool stuff. And Mishima gets bullied by some other friends from school. Sucks to see you here, Mishima. But, hey, well deserved, buddy. So, after we kind of calm him down, we head home. Get a bit of a chat with him. And then we go over to Gutsy, who hangs out with Yoshida, to go to the beef bowl shop to do that. This is the setup day 1. And, might as well get some proficiency while you hang out with Yoshida. So, after we get an easy day done, we get some money, increase our proficiency, and then we go over to Charmer, who reads a book. Charmer try to keep up on the books. Then we go to Ren, who also reads a book. Trying to keep things up to date and all that. And Lazy also reads a book. We all read books to kind of keep up with everything. Thank you all for watching. Hello everybody, welcome back to Hyrule Kings. This is day 61 of my Persona 5 Day Tracker. Today we're going back to the movie studio to talk to Akechi. This is an interview with him that the movie studio is doing. So, we talk about the Phantom Thieves, and everyone's kind of developing an opinion on them after their second big target being defeated, Monarch. It's, a big event. Everyone's kind of talking about what's happening after defeating Monarame. Everyone's kind of deciding if the Phantom Thieves are justified or not, and talking about philosophy and all that kind of stuff. Red, our guy, the protagonist, gets asked about his opinion, and, kind of did the best job of keeping himself undercover, and this also gets Akechi attracted. So, after we have a nice little chat, Akechi decides to be our friend because, why not? We are a hunk and a half, so might as well. So we shake hands, which is probably the best part of Akechi's day, and, make our way out. Bye, Akechi. Akechi will be kind of a rare one because of how expensive he is to, rank up. And then we see Projo reading a book, to increase his social stats, and all that kind of stuff, like his knowledge. Then we go to Noble, who is along with reading all the books. He's very far behind, but, starts off with some of these, short ones just to get him out of the way. To just, do what he needs to do. We go to Kindly, who also reads a book, as I didn't really set up many DVDs to be watched during this time period, so I'm just reading all the books that I didn't get around to. Then we go over to this one, and Charmer, to go work at Oronobeko to do the shoe shop. This is to help, progress Yoshida's social link. And so, we say hi to him. Hey Yoshida, great to see you, buddy. So after this, we'll progressing him along, and get paid, increase our proficiency, and be very happy with ourselves. Good job, Charmer. And then we, go to Red, who also reads a book. Might as well get things going to increase all of his stats and all that kind of stuff. And we got a lot of books done today. Everyone's very done. There's a lot of books to read. And everyone's very happy with ourselves. Thank you all for watching. Hello everybody, welcome back to Hyrule Kings. This is day 62 of my Persona 5 Day Tracker. Today, Ryuji almost gets us in trouble with Makoto, as he likes to try to almost reveal that we are the Phantom Thieves every chance he gets. But, as there's only one activity we do today, there is no switching between everybody, so we just see everybody hanging out with the Phantom Thieves. This is to celebrate us defeating Madarame. So, we have a nice potluck dinner, and we also get a bit of a hint of Makoto's house life. Everyone is trying to perv on Anne because they are freaks and don't know how to behave themselves. But everyone has their fun, and we have a really relaxing day as we talk about stuff. And then go take a bath and almost get boiled alive. I thank you all for watching. Hello everybody, welcome back to Hyrule Kings. This is day 63 of my Persona 5 day tracker. Today we see Makoto hanging out with Takeshi in the morning before we then cut back over to us as we have set up the Sayuri in LeBlanc's place. Well, we see Pro hanging out with Anne Takamaki to, help her out with her thing and increase his kindness. We see Anne showing off her modeling skills and all that kind of stuff. Then, we help her out with her struggles and all that to increase our social stats. Then we go to Noble, who hangs out with Tai Takemi to help her motivate herself to be brave and help out this girl. She doesn't really believe in herself and all that kind of stuff, so we help her out with that, and we, move along. And then we hang out with Yoshida to just, get our charm up and talk about politics and all that kind of stuff. So, great to see you, Yoshida. And then we head on off. Then we go to Gutsy, who also hangs out with Takemi, to, help her out with her thing and get to the point where he's basically stuck for now. We do that kind of thing, and then Charmer, who helps out with Sojiro and all that kind of stuff. Kind of jump around between everybody as this is kindly hanging out with Yoshida, and then we also hangs out with Anne, just a little bit behind. He's usually very busy with fantasy stuff. We also hang out with Yoshida because increasing our charm is really beneficial to us, and everyone kind of hangs out with Anne and all that kind of stuff. So we help her motivate herself and that kind of stuff. Yeah, this has been really fun to hang out with you guys and build up the series. So, like I said, there's a lot of people hanging out with Anne today. And, sometimes that kind of leads to repeating clips. Because I've actually prepared myself and recorded a lot of this stuff. So, I appreciate you all watching my series. And, yeah. Everyone's kind of doing this kind of stuff. So, yeah. Hey Yoshida, great to see you again. Well, I thank you all for watching.